As Nigerians continue to grapple with the scarcity of cash and its effect on businesses across the country, members of cooperative societies are now demanding for a 5 billion naira low-interest revolving fund from the Lagos State government. President of LASCOFED, Oladipo Shobule, who made the call at the centenary celebration of the International Cooperative Day, says this revolving fund is aimed at strengthening cooperative societies' involvement in economic activities. Mr. Shobule believes cooperatives offer a veritable avenue for government to implement its policies and programs as their members are working to raise the standard of living of Lagosians through their contributions to trade and investment. And in the build-up to the 2023 general election, the cooperative movement is pledging support for the second-term bid of the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
I hereby request for a low-interest 5 billion naira revolving fund. Cooperatives in Lagos State are well structured and regulated to the point that I guarantee that the money will be paid back as and when due. I want to reiterate that cooperatives offer a veritable avenue for the government to implement its policies and programs for Lagosians. We are therefore ready to work with the government to raise the standard of living of Lagosians through cooperatives. As the year 2023 general election draws near, the cooperative movement wish you success at the polls and pledge unflinching support for your second-term bid.
Today, we mobilize over 5,000 members. You can see the ground. So now we are collaborating. Like what they have done today, they have declared their interest to support the government. Definitely, we are collaborating to see that we move the cooperative movement forward. We are doing our best to see that Mr. Governor, the government raise some funds to assist the cooperative societies.
And the World Bank is about to release funds for project implementation to the Rural Electrification Agency, that's the REA, and that fund will serve to complement the annual budgetary allocation from the federal government. The Minister of State for Power, Govt Agba, said this at the REA Management and Retreat in Abuja. Abida Lawal has details.
Vision 7 2030 of the Sustainable Development Goals is about ensuring access to clean and affordable energy, which is key to the development of agriculture, business, communications, education, healthcare, and transportation. The lack of access to energy hinders economic and human development. Latest data suggests the world is making appreciable progress towards its sustainable energy targets. At this gathering, Minister of State for Power, Govt Agba, says the projects implemented through the Rural Electrification Agency will go a long way in closing the energy gap and bringing life to unserved and underserved Nigerians.
I'm assuring Nigerians that REA is a robust organization and it will continue to provide and care for power for the rural communities as it is doing now and will do forever.
The chief of the Rural Electrification Agency on his part implored stakeholders to contribute ideas on how Nigeria can build sustainable rural communities that deliver their quota to the economy, especially in the areas of agriculture, mining and light manufacturing.
Today, we were able to come in and bring in some of our external colleagues so that we can sit down and deliberate around certain thematic areas. So based on the institutional assessment that we have done, we've identified some key areas around M&E and sustainability, around strategic communications, around ensuring that projects that we have done is well coordinated within state governments, the Rural Electrification Fund, on how we look to see to continue to grow that fund so that we're able to have impact investments. We continue to partner with private developers so that we can cater for the needs of all Nigerians that do not have power at the moment.
Rural electrification remains important as it continues to play an important role in the global conversation in energy transition and off-grid electrification. Abida Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's turn attention now to electoral matters. The Supreme Court has affirmed Ahmed Lawan as the authentic candidate of Yobe North Senatorial District. In a majority judgment, Justice Santo Weze held that the first respondent, Bashiru Mashina, who was an applicant at the trial court, was wrong to have commenced his suit by way of originating summons. 3 out of the 5-member panel of the Apex Court held that when an allegation of fraud is made, as in the case of Mr. Bashiru, when he alleged that the APC fraudulently forwarded the name of Ahmed Lawan to INEC as his candidate, pleading must be taken. Justice Santos Wenze, who read the lead judgment, set aside the judgment of the lower court. However, a dissenting judgment read by Justice Jairo held that Mr. Lawan voluntarily withdrew his candidacy from the senatorial race, which he had sworn to a commissioner of oath. And still on electoral matters, the Independent National Electoral Commission has conducted mock accreditation of voters using bimodal voters accreditation system in Kano. The exercise took place in the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Ibrahim Isa has the report.
Residents of Kano State, Northwest Nigeria, converged on various voting points to partake in the mock accreditation exercise conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The electoral body conducted the mock exercise using the new bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, in the state's 3 senatorial districts. INEC officials toured various voting points where the mock exercise took place. Their first point of call was at Uraiba Primary School, one of the polling units. The Independent National Electoral Commission officials would continue their assessment from this point where I am to other places spread across the state. At this polling unit, the officials also inspected the process. They expressed satisfaction that the process encountered little or no challenges.
But so far so good. The procedure is being followed. The BVAS is efficient. We're very encouraged, and we hope on election day, by the time we look at those gaps and address them, we will be good to go.
Nothing has failed so far. Okay, when something fails and we know what has failed, then we know what step to take. But so far, nothing has failed, and we are not hoping anything is going to fail.
Residents who witnessed the BVAS machine test run expressed hope that the 2023 elections would be fair and credible.
I'm happy because we have seen some development in the time of we see other countries, things are going there, don't need to come into the election or doing this manually. So I'm happy things are changing and we are going in a different world now. So I'm happy to see that.
So I was accredited successfully and I was here earlier before 8. So I met all the officials of the INEC, they were here. And then I was photographed. After the photograph, everything was successfully.
The INEC officials urged the electorate to have confidence in the efficiency of the bimodal voter accreditation system machine and that the February and March elections would be hitch-free. Ibrahim Isa, TVC News, Kano.